Just don't need me. I'll keep doing what I'm doing. I'll support you when I need to support you. I'll bash you when I have to bash.
Yeah.
It's normal.
You have to do it.
Moving on. So, aside the IMF conversations, there are some other stories that I meditated we're going to touch on. Railways in Bandan Road lane, is almost complete and will be handed over to the government very soon. The government also got sold for another one in some other areas, so it looks like the railway system is going to get back in shape and going to turn things around. I like the fact that the many things that Nkrumah started that other governments didn't really see the need to improve and maintain it. Kufuor has also started doing some few things like that. For instance, the National Museum, hasn't seen any facelift ever since it was built. Now the the railway line is also being done. Tamamoto Way is also. We're here in September to start. So a lot of initiatives are doing pretty well.
There's a story as well with the Ghana Education Service as regards to the teachers.
The strike. Yeah, the kids are also complaining because here in the next 3 weeks or 3 months
they have laid down their tools. Teachers have laid down their tools, and if you're students, when things happen like this, in as much as some students will be happy, they lackadaisical ones will be happy. I think some serious ones will feel, the absence of teachers and all of that. So, but they're actually also cautioning parents to, keep calm because being home and knowing that your school, especially the senior high school students, yes, when you're a parent and you're home and then you realize that your students is all by themselves and there is no form of order from teachers, is sometimes troubling.
Hence, Clement Park, Honorable in Parliament, has been saying that it's better they close down the schools until they come back. On the other side of it also, the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association have also decided to also embark on a strike action. And I hear also the Senior Staff Association of Tertiary Institution have also decided to also lay down their tools, also asking for cola.
But what is happening?
Cola. So cola in there. I said, be heavy. But Nji Kabodo has been talking on the various platforms, and the key question they keep asking him is he not being insensitive at this moment, pushing the government to give them the 20% cola. His answer is that cola is nothing. At this moment, you are all suffering, and the teachers are going through hard times. A graduate teacher is taking, he cited an example that someone is taking as low as 1,800 Ghana cedis, and even if he's asking for 20% cola, that's about 360 Ghana cedis in addition to the 180. That takes you to about 210 or so. So it's relatively nothing. But you see, the concerns from the other side is that when they were also home during the COVID times, they were not teaching, they were also being paid. At least government, because at this time that they are also going into IMF,
that wouldn't be fair.
And all that. It means that the coffers now, so they need to, understand them
where he's coming from, because you were home because when COVID came in, some teachers were home and then doing things on the side.
Well, so some of them were even teaching online. Actually.
So if they have been paid, what's the problem?
Well, you be the best judge, ladies and gentlemen. So tell us what you think. You can send your messages to us on YouTube page, HSTV Live. Alternatively, you can send a WhatsApp message on your screen right now to us also. Then, after the matters arising, we're going to have an interesting conversation with a one-time independent candidate. I'm talking about the man, Kofi Cranton. Well, he still has a political ambition to become the president in 2024. So, amidst all the issues that are happening, IMF, e-levy, demonstration, all the other issues that are happening, what does it take to make him come in and then make things better, should he be given the nod? So we're going to have a conversation with him today and then talk about all these issues that are emanating. Just find out his views about it, what he thinks, what he can do. Administration essentially that's going to be hopefully today with him when he takes his seat with us.
I believe you do justice to that.
Of course, we will do that. And that means that I have to play the devil's advocate somehow for
your uncles, but people.
Anyways, the man who used to be known as Chairman Chemfe, he is diverted from secular music now to doing gospel, and since he ventured into that, he's always also trying to get into the pastoral kind of things. And so we're gonna have a set conversation with him. My man JK, today is Wednesday, when he's seated It's all about entertainment, as he says. So yeah, we're gonna have a conversation with the man Chemfe today on the show to find out why he decided to switch to gospel and how it's faring in that space also, and many other things that he's been up to. So that was going to be an interesting conversation for us to enjoy later on today on Healthtainment. All right. So that said, yeah, there's more in between. We're going to give you some great music also to spice it up. You don't need to touch your dial. If you have to move away from your home, you enjoy the conversations and all that we're going to do today. So don't forget to tune in, just load some data, and then enjoy the show on YouTube, Hstv GH Live. Subscribe also and share to the rest of the world to know that this is what is happening right here on the show. So that said, we're going to take a quick turn. When we come back, Sweet Jelly will be on, and then we'll come back to do Matters Horizon. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Hello sweet team, welcome back to my channel. This is Sweet Ajele, and if you're seeing what I'm seeing, we're making my favorite soup. If you've been watching me this long, you know palm nut soup is my favorite. No charinja. Okay. So let's get right into this video, because watching it back with you all make me want to cook some, and I will. For the ingredients, I have some tomato paste, tomatoes, 1 large onion, habanero pepper. I have ginger, garlic, and spice blend cube. I'll cut part of the onion because it's a large onion, and I'll blend it together with the ginger, garlic, and habanero pepper. We'll then go ahead and pour the blended ingredients over our meat. To that, we'll add our spice blend cube, salt to taste. I'm using my homemade vegetable seasoning today, and then we'll add in our tomato paste as well. Cover it up and bring everything to a boil. I'll also go ahead and rinse out the blender and use that water to cook my cow foot. Okay, this is optional. You don't have to add cow foot, and I like to cook it in my pressure cooker. I add some vegetable seasoning and salt as well, cover it up and cook it until it is halfway done. Back to our meat. It has come to a boil, so I'll stir everything, because you know the spice blend cube and tomato paste came out of the freezer, so we wanted it to melt a little bit before stirring. So after I stir this up, I'll cover it up and allow it cook in its own juices. Back to check on the cow foot, and it has cooked halfway. It is about tenderness as my meat right now, so I can add everything together and steam it until the stock around it thickens up beautifully. I'll add my vegetables, and I'm going to go ahead and boil it. We do not want to waste any time at all. Under pressure, is already tender, and I'll be using the Praise Palm cream today. While everything is going on, I like to add my water into it and allow it sit until any particles in it settles on the bottom before I add it into my soup. You may add it directly if you wish, but this is how I like to do it. back to check on our veggies. It is ready. To wake up the flavors, I'm adding in some fresh ginger before adding in the rest of the vegetables, and I'll blend together and add it into my soup so it'll still be very gingery. Meat, it has steamed beautifully around it, have thickened up, knowing that this is going to be so delicious. Always remember that this should be the saltiest part of your cooking process. We'll then go ahead and add our diluted palm cream. We'll also add in our blended ingredients, stir everything together and bring it to a boil. Once it boils, we'll allow it to boil for a good 20 minutes, and then we'll lower the heat and allow it simmer until all the oil in the palm cream settles on top of our soup beautifully.
Continental food, madam. Food, madam. International food captain. We'll show you how to make pizza, jollof, banku and okra soup, sushi
and we are back. Our soup is looking so good. Oh my goodness, I love palm nut soup. If you're allowed me, I'll cook it on this channel every single day. At this point, I'll add in some of my baked mackerel, which I love so much, and I'll give it a gentle stir. I'll allow this simmer on medium heat for about 10 minutes. And 10 minutes later, this is what our soup is looking like. Super duper delicious, but it has about 5 or so minutes to go. So for those of us that want a little bit of heat to this, I'll go ahead and add in some more habanero peppers. I'll also add in some basil, kowe, or akuko mesa. All right, now if you don't add this to your palm nut soups, please start adding it, because it adds an amazing flavor that I promise you are going to love. We'll allow this simmer for about 5 more minutes and our soup will be ready.
pastries, all this and more. Sweet
There you go. Our soup is ready. Bring your can and bring your asankan, bring your bowl. However you enjoy your soup, bring it. We are ready to serve and enjoy. And we will be enjoying this with some fufu. Oh Lord, oh Lord. And okay, my Niger people say they don't like us adding soup to our fufu like this. But recently on Instagram, I've been seeing them adding, I don't know if it's amala or whatever it is they've been eating. They've been adding their soup to it. Niger, come through. Come tell me something. What's going on? Do y'all also eat like this? Or is it something you guys are enjoying from your favorite country, Ghana? No matter how much you attack us under our videos, y'all love us. We love you too. So come and enjoy this delicacy with me, and you may never think otherwise. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I am the next one. Be safe, keep loving each other, and remember that the love of God and family is life's greatest blessing. Onamini ochemi sweet mahabotu. Bye y'all. Take a piece of your fufu, make a hole in it to serve as a spoon, scoop your soup, and enjoy.
It's Dr. Andrew Akutu. I'm the Managing Director of Hstv Funeral Homes. Hstv Funeral Homes was established to provide modern, state-of-the-art and comprehensive funeral services. If a family lost a loved one, everything became a do-it-yourself affair. But Hstv Funeral Homes was established so that everything that has to do with the funeral, from the time a person dies until they are buried, can all be done and made available in one place. And at all times, to emphasize the importance of treating the body of the deceased with the utmost respect and dignity. Hstv Funeral Homes provides any and all services that have to do with funerals. Hstv Funeral Homes will recover the body from wherever the death occurred, embalm the body using the most modern techniques. We will keep the body or store the body in our state-of-the-art refrigeration system for as long as the family desires. Nearer the time of the funeral, we will prepare and dress the body up for the funeral. We provide transportation, namely ambulances and hearses, to convey the body from one place to the other as the family may wish. We also provide on our premises the services of an interdenominational chapel where the services can be conducted. We also have the only modern crematory in Ghana at the moment, which services not only Ghana but also Côte d'Ivoire. We also have a cemetery, one of the only two privately managed cemeteries in Accra at the moment. All it takes, literally, is one telephone call and perhaps 2 visits to our premises for everything to do with the funeral to be arranged for. There are several funeral plans on the market. Most of them are based on the premise that when the insured person passes away, the insurance company will pay an agreed sum of money to the bereaved family. Often enough, the sum paid to the family may not be sufficient to cover the basic needs the family requires. That is where the Prudential Dignity Plan comes into its own and is significantly different, because what the Prudential Dignity Plan ensures are the services that will be required, so that it does not matter whether 5 years or 10 years after the insurance was taken, those services will be provided regardless of the fact that the costs. Once you are insured, your services are covered. It doesn't matter how long before the death occurs.
Dignity Farewell Plan from Prudential Life Insurance, in partnership with Hstv Funeral Homes, is providing families with over a decade of experience and people saying goodbye.
The die is cast. The plans are drawn for Africa's most beautiful voice reality show.
30 super talented contestants.
14 and exciting weeks. The affections and tensions.
Who will be crowned the first most beautiful voice this year?
Who will walk home with 1-year recording deal?
Don't miss this exciting music reality show live on HSTV.
If you're wondering, glued to HSTV for the unfolding details.
The show premieres on HSTV on the 16th of July 2022.
Africa's most beautiful voice reality show is brought to you by HSTV in partnership with Veru Productions. Africa's most beautiful voice reality show.
This is your time to shine.
Would you like to own a home, start a business, provide seed money, or a good education for your children? The Pro Wealth Plan answers all of life's questions. This is Ekwa 9. She wants to be an engineer in future. Her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Hammond, plan to give her the best education but don't want to be unnecessarily burdened when she's ready for university in 10 years. Do you know how much it will cost Ekwa to go to a local private university or university abroad in the next 10 years? Ekwa's parents have signed up to a Pro Wealth Plan. They pay affordable monthly premiums that ensures they are able to fund Ekwa's university fees and living expenses. When she's ready for university, Prudential will pay the maturity benefit and her parents can enjoy free insurance cover for an additional 5 years. In the unfortunate event that her parents pass away, Prudential will pay over 200% of the sum assured, which is 100% immediately, 10% annually to keep Ekwa in her current school, and 100% at maturity for her chosen university. This means that Prudential Life has guaranteed Ekwa's education regardless of life's uncertainties. The Pro Wealth Plan also covers a spouse or partner up to the same sum assured. With over 26 million customers, 24,000 employees globally, and over 170 years experience, you and your family can have peace of mind knowing that you are in safe hands. Whatever your financial goals are, the Pro Wealth Plan has the answers to life's questions. Call us today and let Prudential secure your future.
That was a Wednesday motivational song from two great personalities, Obapa Christie and Kwame Eugene. It says, Nyame aye ewie. Just like we see now in Ghana that IMF no Abba ewie. We will now get into Matters Arising, where we have many stories to share with you, and it's always interactive, so you can equally send us your thoughts, comments about all that we are going to discuss on this segment, Matters Arising. So you can do that on YouTube. It's HSTV Live. You can head on to the comment section beneath and leave your thoughts and comments there. Alternatively, you can do so via our WhatsApp numbers, which is at the right hand side of your screen. So before we get into the dailies, which is the finder, I want to say or recommend to you Signature Spa GH, located inside North Legon, directly opposite the Wisconsin University, and they have many services they offer, including massage and including manicure, pedicure, fixing of the nails, facials, waxing and all of that. So it's Signature Spa GH, and then you can equally book an appointment via their WhatsApp numbers, which is 0593-290-202, 0593-290-202. The weekend is around the corner, so you can equally schedule so that you book an appointment and then pass by during the week or even at weekend. So it's 0593-290-202, Signature Spa GH. They're also on Instagram, Signature Spa GH _. Right, so we can get into the dailies now.
Before we do that, though, let me do a belated birthday to Reverend Patrick Yawson. He's with the finance department of Royal Chapel and also a counselor. He counseled me actually during my prior to my wedding. He and his wife. Yesterday was your birthday. Unfortunately, I didn't get the information early. I just got to know about it last night. So belated birthday to you, and belated 19th anniversary to Reverend King Foley. You celebrated 19 years of marriage with your wife yesterday. A happy anniversary to you. Cheers to many more years. And today happens to be RMD. Today's his birthday. Chucking 61 years, and the ladies as usual are drooling over him. Well, enjoy.
Why are you sounding like that?
I'm just telling them to enjoy drooling over me. That's all.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about this counseling thing. How many months?
The first, the basic or standard month is 6.
So you do that after you've prepared for everything, and then you.
Not necessarily, even with.
But it's when you two have decided that, okay.
Of course, yes. When you decide, around that time, you should have probably secured almost most of the things that you need.
So with the pasta.
So sorry.
6 months with the pasta.
Yeah.
Talking about
everything.
What you should do, what you
finance, sex, kids. You are even supposed to go and do some lab tests. Okay. Check your AS genotype, and then your sickle cells, your
blood groups,
AIDS,
and all of that.
even you have to check for AIDS and all those things. You'll be advised upon it later on. You see in the medicals after, and then all those things. How to make your home, all those things.
I'm
you even discuss
so
your temperament and how you can adjust with each other. Yeah, so it depends on each.
So has there been any case where you go for counseling and you realize that you're incompatible?
Oh, there could have been a type issue. They'll call you and let you know that, okay, your potential wife is AS, you're also AS. In normal circumstance, we as doctors and nurses will advise you. But if your faith is asking you to go ahead, that one they can't force you. Some churches, they will try as much as possible to disabuse your mind about it, but others will give you the option. They'll let you know the truth on the table. This is what it is. If you still want to go ahead, go ahead. But that is it. They can't force you at the end of the day. And then at times when you realize that after a lot of conversations from the counselor, you realize that mismatch bisa, like Robin Kusi was saying. If you think you have to withdraw and then reassess yourself again, and then before you come back, that one too is allowed. It's up to you.
I'm putting down things on my list.
All the best with yours. All right, that's let's jump into the conversation. But I think the usual thing we do is talk about the dailies first before we get into the portals. But it's crucial we talk about the weather yesterday and the rains. So there was a story that we picked about the rains yesterday. It's terrible. The places that got flooded yesterday. I was on an industrial area yesterday around 1 p.m. 1 p.m. thereabout, and the GRA office there, the wall that is behind it has broken because the whole place got flooded. The industrial area, the road is terrible. I mean, you should try driving on that industrial area road after the Melcom building at the T intersection, the T junction there. Just that road leading all the way to Tesano is terrible. The rains, Charlie. There's a video that I've been shared. I think on the platform you saw it.
I saw that.
It's terrible. Kaneshi area, Circle.
It's never left out.
This morning I'm seeing even Legon.
Yeah,
and somebody showed a picture of Chado. Chado
Labadi.
Yeah. I mean, Chado, I never knew Chado could get flooded like that. But
it could, because
yesterday,
Labadi, Mami, I know they get flooded.
Yesterday, Charlie, it was terrible. It's terrible. And for the umpteenth time, according to the Daily Graphic, part of Accra flood after hours of rain. And the story says Accra's reputation as a flood-prone city was on full display of the umpteenth time on Tuesday morning when major streets were submerged following hours of rain in Ghana's capital. Areas affected the downpour are Adabraka, which is the usual place, Teshi, Mamprobi, Central Business District, Kwame Nkrumah interchange rather, Sahara, Odona, Shiashi, even Shiashi got their fair share. A Bungalow area I heard also there was another
Shangri-La down. I think it looks like a hill, like descending. So
Mataheko, Kaneshi First Light, a Bungalow. Okay, I just mentioned that already. So also part the downpour, which lasted for about 4 hours, disrupted traffic on some major streets. It's also left some commuters stranded in their vehicles, while others sought shelter under bridges. Normal flow of traffic has since been restored as the flash floods has receded, and we can't always wait for that. I'm hearing some also disturbing news that somebody died as a result of this at, I think, Teshi or so. A man died because of the rains yesterday, and I thought we've gone past the part where we lose people as a result of the rainfalls were put in place. We're told yesterday, even on the show yesterday, we're talking about the fact that if you realize that the range where you are has gotten about 2 feet, please run away, get to a better place and higher grounds. But people didn't listen. We're hearing, I don't know, it's not confirmed though, it's alleged that somebody died yesterday, and counting our losses. is also getting dying as a result of the rains. Anyways, so that's the story about the rains yesterday. It's also said that it's going to rain today too. This was about, is it 40% chances?
40,
but I don't know how true that is as to whether we're going to see some
today
rain
is
today.
40%. Yesterday was
around 60% when I checked. Yeah, and it's also supposed to rain all the way till 5 p.m. The weather was actually changing around 2.
But then all of a sudden it started to shine.
Exactly,
yesterday,
it was changing. So we're lucky it didn't rain again after the main 2-4 hours that it rained. And today I'm hoping that we don't experience the rain again. Charlie, it's terrible. It's terrible. The thing is literally it's terrible. And you know somebody posted a funny comment on social media that he was very excited. It rained yesterday, and it was the coming of the IMF. He hopes that they can swim properly, and they brought in strokes as well. Charlie. But I'm sure the IMF people have seen, at least they were in town yesterday. So I'm hoping that they might have, if not gone out to see, they would have seen pictures and videos of what has happened so far with us here in Ghana. And so they've had first-hand experience of what happens here when it rains for about 2-4 hours.
I think with the IMF as well, yesterday I sent something onto our platform. It was from a US economist. It says Prof. Steve Hunt.
Oh yeah, that comment he made it, I think, even last week or so.
Saying that the IMF loan, it won't save Ghana's economy. This is from a US economist.
Well, so you see, the argument has been that it's just supposed to help you stabilize, not necessarily give you progress. Right. There are two things. Progress is different from stability. So you are stabilizing. I say,
so going for IMF for stabilization, then it means we are really down.
Oh yeah, that one dear. We are really down. That one dear. So I say, so you get the prosthetics or something like that to be able to stand because with one leg, so they give you the prosthetics so they can stand properly. Doesn't mean that you have a free flow of walking. You understand? You still have some impediments if they're walking. So well, it's supposed to help you to advance. So essentially that's it. Because after 17 times that you haven't gone there, you should have been better off by now. So it should tell you that it doesn't give you progress. It's just supposed to help you stabilize. And the hard decisions that our leaders and the so-called solid economic management team are unable to take, they are going to help you take those decisions. Hence the TUC, the labor unions and all that crying foul that they should be careful so that it doesn't affect their contracts they have with the government. So yeah, essentially that. Well, let's still stick with the rains. There's an MP who is talking about how to turn things around with the water. So he says, let's harvest rainwater to control floods. Instead of for our bowl, for plastics, for drums, and because it's about harvesting, maybe our tongue. I don't know what you're going to use it for, but maybe that's what I'm exaggerating. Let's hear what he said.
Oh, you know, these things can be common in the rural areas, but I don't think you can be walking around East Legon and then you see.
Not if you harvest here in Accra, all the coin.
Use it out.
It's not like we are having issues with water. Even identical is there no money. So now they have some water respite over there. Labadi areas near there now. I won't complain about water now. They have some water. So when you're harvesting all the coin,
use the flash. Use it in the washroom.
Anyway, if you have that means I saw you have to throw drums near there. ADCC fee so turn your harvesting so that doesn't cause flood.
And how big is the drum?
Amongst all the solutions, there's a solution this MP is telling us. Let me read the story. He said, member of the Environment and Science Committee of Parliament, Hamza Adam, has asked governments to invest in rainwater harvesting as a measure of addressing the perennial floods in Ghana. The legislature of Kumbungu constituency told Africans on 3 FM Sunrise that though floods are causing a lot of problems, they can also be solved profitably. One of the creative and profitable ways to handle floods is harvesting of the flood water. He stressed on the need to have policy to take advantage of the runoff generated by the rainstorms, like it is being done in other places around the world. There are areas that experience floods during rains, but after the flood, they experience drought. They noted that water harvesting will be very beneficial to the people storm from a particular area or catchment area in order to provide water for humans, animal, or crop use. Also, the harvested water can be stored in a fire hydrant to help in firefighting. There's a fire service for people. Fire hydrant. Currently, the number of the fire hydrants in Ghana are woefully inadequate, a situation that the Ghana National Fire Service has been complaining about for a while. So, CEO, if it's inadequate, when you are going to harvest the water, how do you go in for? Another misplaced priority. Lack of access to hydrant poses serious challenges for the firefighters whenever their fire tenders run out of water during the firefighting. And then Hamza wants efforts to sensitization on human attitudinal contributions to the flood intensified, as well as effective punishments for people whose actions contribute to flooding situations in Ghana. This will serve as a deterrent and motivation to people to do the environment. All right, we hear you, but as to how we're going to have and install them and where are we storing them? I remember those days during I think I was in SS then, or was it JSS? There was a period of serious water shortage where the government started building those big tanks in even various schools to store water.
Okay.
What has happened to those storages?
I don't remember something like that.
Everybody has ignored it. I mean,
Yeah.
there was a point, I don't know, I think I was in GSS or SS during that time, and there was serious water shortages in almost all the schools, and everybody was suffering. I mean, even the normal homes that we live in. So they started building to help the students while in school, especially the boarders. Started building those tall, like very long, tall ones, and then very big tanks on top of it. Maybe what is the MP is saying, Hamza is saying, Adam Hamza is saying, we could start storing the water in those things after being harvested.
Yeah.
But
maybe we can do that in schools, you know, like places that take a lot of people. Maybe the schools would.
yeah.
But in our various homes there, how much can we store?
That's the
How
question.
much water can we store?
That's the thing.
That will prevent floods.
So before we store, it means that we should have the storage facilities.
Yeah.
Are they available?
Yeah.
That's the question we're asking. Okay. So let's do the finder.
The finder, okay. The banner headline says that sword cuts for 500 million euro railway line. It covers Manso-Huni Valley section of the Western Railway, and it comes with a picture of the president and some other dignitaries, of course, cutting the sword for that construction works. Okay.
We already got
We
the
have a
story about the sword cutting.
that.
So let's.
Is that what you mentioned? That is going to take about 42 months, which is at least 4 years.
Yeah.
For
You don't have a choice. So Akufo-Addo cut sword for 500 million euros Manso to Huni Valley Railway line. President Nado Dankwa Akufo-Addo on Tuesday, 5th July 2022, cut the sword for the commencement of work on the construction of the 500 million euro Manso-Huni Valley section of the Western Railway. Okay, so it's in the Western region. Describing it as the highest single investment for railway development since Ghana gained independence, President Akufo-Addo indicated that the project is expected to be completed within 42 months. Addressing the gathering at the Manso in Amenfi Central District, the president bemoaned the fact that one of the greatest tragedies of Ghana's post-colonial era was allowing her railway infrastructure developed under colonial rule to deteriorate completely. And according to him, out of 947 kilometers of colonial narrow gauge rail network bequeathed by the colonialists, barely 10% was operational. Indeed, the only addition to the network has been the 15-kilometer narrow gauge rail line built between 2012 and 2017 that should be under the administration of the Eswal government, and from Sekendi to Takrady via Kojokrom. And President Akufo-Addo noted that upon his assumption of office in January 2017, he was determined to change this statistics because of his belief in the fact that an efficient railway system is critical to the progress and prosperity of Ghana. The reason he re-established the Ministry of Railways Development. The grounds-breaking event involved in today's ceremony is an integral part of the series of infrastructure developments and projects lined up to expand the provision of railways. The rail project currently ongoing are the development of a new standard gauge railway line between the port of Tema and Bandai in the Sujeman district of the eastern region. So speaking of which, that has also, we're told, is about 90% complete, which we'll start using in projects will soon be handed over to government. You have the story. Or let me read it. Okay. So the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, on Tuesday 5th for the commencement. Okay, so describing it as the highest single investment for railway development since Ghana gained independence, President Akufo-Addo indicated that project is expected to be completed within 42 months. Addressing the gathering Manso in the Memphis Central District, the president bemoaned the fact that, okay, this is all part of the first one that I read. So let me read the part that has to do with the Pandai one. Okay, the president noted that upon his assumption of the same story, the groundbreaking event involved today's ceremony. Okay, so essentially what we are talking about is that the Pandai Tema one is also almost complete, and there's some pictures to it also from the story that we're gathering. So the Tema Pandai one is almost done according to the story, and it will be handed over to the government. Besides that, the one in Huni Valley, Manso Huni Valley, will be done in 42 months. Cost us about 500 million euros. Yes, so essentially that is it. Let's wait and see how that would go for us. All right, so we're done with the railway stories.
We're done with the railway stories, and still on the find, it says that teachers strike GES to meet unions. And yesterday, the Ghana Education Service released a press, and it says that management of the Ghana Education Service has read from the media that various unions in the pre-tertiary education sector have declared withdrawal of their services with immediate effect. Management has since invited the leadership of the unions to a meeting to discuss the developments and the way forward. Heads of senior high schools have been directed through the regional and district directors to mobilize their management teams to ensure the safety and well-being of all students in schools. Meanwhile, parents are advised to remain calm and be assured that management is closely monitoring the situation and will advise on the way forward accordingly. So regional and district directors have further been directed to ensure that basic school heads keep schools opened and closely supervise all children who report to school pending further directives from management of the Ghana Education Service. And this was signed by the head of public relations unit, Cassandra Chum Ampofo.
Yeah.
So that is.
So let's just stick with the strike action, then, because okay, so we're going to do what Clementa Park is saying, and then end up with the nurses.
The nurses, the midwives.
So let me do the Clementa Park one that's related to the teachers.
Okay.
So it says close down schools if teachers strike over COLA persists, according to Clementa Park. And the deputy ranking member of education in Clementa Park is urging the Ghana Education Service to close down schools if the ongoing strike by teachers unions over the non-payment of cost of living allowance, that is a COLA, lasts for more than 2 days. And I think we're in the second day already. They started on Monday, or rather the third day. Yeah. He contends that this will ensure safety and security of students while their teachers are on strike. Addressing the press in Parliament, Dr. Park called on government to meet the needs of the striking teachers. As you are all aware, the teacher unions are failing to get the attention of the government by to pay their cost of living allowance, have decided to embark on a nationwide strike. Close to 7 million students are currently not benefiting from the teaching and learning. We want to urge the government to address the concerns of teachers so they can go back to their classrooms without any further delay. If this goes on beyond 2 to 3 days, it will be advisable for the GES to direct that the schools are closed down for the safety and security of students. But ultimately, government bears the responsibility to ensure that the needful is done. 4 groups have declared a nationwide strike over the government's inability to meet the deadlines for their demands for the payment of cost of living allowance. And so that is the conversation with that. And I think the students are also crying foul. So students worry about upcoming BECs as teacher strike takes its toll. And this is basically those in the north. That's the story that we got. So the teacher strike has left students worried about academic work, especially ahead of the Basic Education Certificate Examination, that's BECE. Final year students have less than 3 months to complete the BECE. A visit to some schools in the Sanerigu municipality and the Tamale metropolis in the northern region saw pupils idling without their teachers. Some final year pupils who spoke to this platform called to address the need of the striking teachers to enable them to return to schools early to prepare adequately for their exams. If teachers are not here to teach us, how we will write our BECE. Next week, we will write our mock exam. If the teachers are not there, how are we supposed to write our mock? One student asked. That's the question. Government. The teacher union, blah, 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 blah. So, students of Bimbilla Senior High School in Bimbilla in the Nanumba North Municipality in the Northern Region made sympathize when they were visited. Final year students who were supposed to start their mock exams on Tuesday say they do not know their fate because of the strike. So this is where we are at the moment with the strike action of the teachers. And on the blind side,
the Ghana registered nurses
Rabia and her people
association are equally embarking on a strike. They released a press yesterday, 5th of July 2022. It says the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association, the single largest health sector union in Ghana and the holder of the collective bargaining certificate for all nurses in the country, held its second quarter National Council meetings from 27th of June to 1st of July 2022 at its headquarters at Shashi in Accra, and having deliberated on the myriad of challenges affecting nurses and midwives in Ghana. Following: 1. The plight of the Ghanaian nurse and midwife is worsening by the day. Prices of goods and services, with our meager salaries not affording us the opportunity to have any decent living. Government must therefore, as a matter of urgency, initiate measures to implement the 20% COLA with the Midwives Association and other organized labor groups have called for within the past few months. It is worth noting that the base pay negotiations for 2023, which would have been completed as at April 2022, are still pending. In view of the aforementioned issues, it will be imperative for a public sector joint standing negotiating committee meeting to be called as soon as possible to discuss these pertinent matters. We wish to reiterate the need for the government as the largest employer to invest in nurses and midwives and prioritize the improvement of our working conditions as we continue to battle the COVID-19 pandemic. Pension contributions and association dues contribution payments are all in arrears, with our rotation nurses and midwives having up to 9 months arrears of the allowances not paid. Just like NAPCO. We therefore call on the government to expedite action on the payment of these statutory payments. We appeal to all nurses and midwives in Ghana to remain calm and continue to have trust in leadership, to always have their best interest at heart, even as we engage our stakeholders to address the issues stated above. Finally, we also urge all Ghanaians who have not been vaccinated against COVID-19 to go for their jabs at the nearest health facility and continue to adhere to the COVID-19 protocols as cases steadily rise. We encourage all nurses and midwives who have not taken their second doses of their COVID-19 vaccines and their booster doses to do so as soon as possible. This is the first press strike that I've seen that comes with a caution. Like, in as much as they lay down their issues, it looks like they still care about us. That they are cause strike, but adhere to COVID.
Killing two birds with one stone. Simple. That's all.
You can imagine when
they ask you to be very health conscious. Go and take the
because
jab,
when something happens to you, come there, we are not there. It's simple. Take care of yourself.
Good morning to Rabia and your team. We hear you. We hear you. Hopefully the government will also hear the other part of it. We heard the part of the jabbing and then the vaccine thing. The other part doesn't relate to us. So.
You see, there are certain sectors when they say they are going on a strike. I don't think government should even hold on to the things they need. Government shouldn't hold on to things that they need to facilitate their nurses, teachers, people in the cooking industry. Look at this school feeding program. Look at, if they are not happy, how do they take care of us?
But see, to some extent, I still want to hold
brief. I want to
hold brief for the government. Because at this time too, Charlie, new where
brief for government.
New where.
Okay, so should they all lay down their tools? Now teachers are on strike. Look at what students are saying.
Nobody is saying.
Then now nurses and midwives.
I'm not happy for them to lay down.
But if I'm not being paid, how do I work?
See, they're not the only people who are suffering in Ghana. The truth. That's the truth. They're not the only people.
Okay.
Everybody
then all of us should go on strike, and let's see if it will.
Exactly. So if we all decide to go on strike, do you think yesterday one of our media houses went on strike and they told that they should get out of here?
There go, please. You're your own.
I'm saying that if we all decide to go on strike, the nation will move forward. The nation, and we all know the situation we find ourselves at.
You said if we all go on strike, the nation will move on.
Sorry?
You said the nation will move on if we all go on strike.
No,
won't
we'll
move
move.
on.
Yeah, we'll move on. I mean, it will be totally different. Imagine. At this moment, almost nowhere, and American almost nowhere. There's no money, so it's kind of off.
They contribute to get the money they contribute for cathedral. Don't say nowhere. IMF, but they have monies for cathedral.
Oh, sending the yeah. It's now on the back bencher now. For now, so they can't do anything about it. Trust me. At this moment, Anka. Okay, I did not say that.
Let's
okay, so that is it. A lot of the institutions are going on strike. The GES has also called them for a meeting, especially the teacher unions, and now the registered nurses are also going on strike. We don't know who is going to be next. We don't know who's going to be next, but let's see what the government will say. I hear they've been called for a meeting, especially the teacher unions have been called for a meeting. And according to Kaboni yesterday, I heard they call for a negotiation sort of. They are just calling for a meeting, so they are going what they have for them. So the employment minister is the one calling for that. So let them go and listen what they're going to tell them as to whether they're going to go by the 20%, reduce it, or they will maintain it. It's just a matter of time. Let's see what the coming days will have for especially the teachers and now the nurses were also asking for it. As I said, the Senior Staff Association of Tertiary Institutions are also calling for that also now. Now it looks like it's going to be quite dire. Well, let's move away a little bit from the strike and move on to GRA. Remember, at the beginning of this month, they decided to integrate all the 300 payment systems that they had into one, and there are some changes that have been made with respect to that. Earlier, we saw that some merchants were complaining that they have been asked that now when they send money from their merchant account to other accounts, they might be taxed with the e-levy. But there was a response from GRA saying that is not true. Praise the Lord. Well, GRA lists new e-levy charges after full implementation takes effect. So the Ghana Revenue Authority has outlined a number of new e-levy charges after the full implementation on a common platform commenced. The authority had earlier announced that it was preparing a common platform that would capture all transactions to allow for e-levy deductions. Prior to the full implementation on a common platform, customers were allowed to enjoy some exemptions per wallet, per account in the phase 1 implementation of the tax. For instance, a customer with 2 different accounts was able to enjoy some exemption if they send 100 Ghana cedis twice using different accounts to their people. But now, ladies and gentlemen, with the integration to one stream of payment, if you registered, you have, let's say, MTN and then a Vodafone, either two, you can send 100 Ghana cedis from here, you'll not be taxed.
Yeah.
You can send another 100 cedis from that account, you'll not be taxed. But now, so long as you register with your Ghana card, if you send 100 Ghana cedis from Vodafone, the next moment you try to send 100 Ghana cedis from Airtel Tigo or MTN, I'm at it. Because you already made use of the 100.
That's in the beginning.
Anyway, so they sent a public notice. I don't know whether producer has it to share it on the screen. And it says commencement of the second phase of implementation of electronic transfer levy. And it says the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Jerry, wishes to inform the general public that effective 1st July 2022, the implementation of the second phase of the electronic transfer levy commences. Under this phase, all charging entities will connect to the electronic levy management system, that is LMAS, that's what it's called, through an application programming interface API developed by the authority. This will ensure that there is visibility of all transactions on the LMAS. Taxpayers and general public are to note that during this phase of implementation, all wrongful charges of the e-levy will cease because of the visibility of the transaction by charging entities. In the same vein, there will be an enforcement of the application of the levy on taxable transfers, such as the daily transfer of an amount of about the daily free 100 Ghana cedis per person. All taxpayers and general public are to take note of these charges. So that is what is coming from the GRA with respect to the new phase of phase 2 of the e-levy charges that has been implemented. All right, so yeah, let's see how that goes. You bet ya. All right.
As regards to, you mentioned Isaac Adongo.
Yeah,
he's talking about the men
IMF.
that are to lead negotiations with IMF, and he says that they don't have the men. Adongo proposes 3 names to lead negotiations with IMF. Okay, the story says that the Bogatanga Central MP Isaac Adongo has suggested to the government to call businessman Sam Jonah to lead the negotiations with the International Monetary Fund. The IMF team is expected to arrive in the country to commence the official negotiations with the government for a bailout program. Speaking to journalists in Parliament, Mr. Adongo argued the current team leading the negotiations, including the President and the Finance Minister, cannot get the country any favorable program to address Ghana's problems. He described the $2 billion figure put out by the government as money expected from the IMF as an attempt to scam the Bretton Woods institution. Quoting, "Now that we are at the IMF, you want this man to lead the economic management team. The head of the economic management team is not constitutional imperative, and I saw signs of it when they went to take the decision at Pegiase. You saw who was chairing it. Is it not Osafo Mafo who chaired the meeting? The president was even out of town, so whether it was a cabinet was team who chairs the cabinet when the president is not around, the vice president, seriously deciding whether we should go to the IMF or not. The president was out of the vice president, and the vice president was nowhere. So the president was out and the vice president was nowhere. According to the MP, President Akufo-Addo trusted his economic advisor, but he has failed him. When they say they have the men, you see where they are. They should look for Kwame Pinim immediately. He is the one who can save them and lead this team. They should go and get Ishmael Yamsen and Sam Jonah, the best brains of our country, because this job is equivalent to the 1983 challenge. It's not child play."
Well,
so those are the words.
As to whether there will be a listening government and listen to Isaac Adongo is another thing altogether. So let's see. They're starting today, so I'm sure we'll get to hear about who and who will be part of this meeting with the IMF. So yeah. Okay, still sticking with the IMF, there's a story from Nova Reports that says that IMF bailout Ghana to pay $18.9 million interest on 2.84 billion SDR debt. Remember there was a pay, I think, was it the Daily Guide yesterday that puts the figure of about $2 billion as what the Ghanaian government is going to request from IMF. And so the Ghana is expected to be granted $2 billion concessional loan from the International Monetary Fund as it seeks to balance off payments, that's BOP support program, from the fund. The $2 billion concessional loan to Ghana was disclosed during an interview by the Minister of Information, Kojo Ponkrumah. Currently, Ghana is indebted to the fund by some SDR 1.34 billion, equal $1.01 billion. With the expected $2 billion SDR 1.5 billion inflow from the IMF, Ghana's debt exposure to the IMF is expected to shoot up to 2.84 billion, equal to $2.13 billion. And it goes on to say interest rate on the fund's SDR loan is pegged at 0.89%. Hence, Ghana will be expected to pay $18.9 million in interest on its total debt to the fund. Ghana's exposure to the IMF is 1,347.69 million SDR as at March 31, 2022. A new facility from the IMF will add on its existing debt, but this is cheaper than commercial loans, stated the Finance Ministry in a Q&A document on the country's request for a bailout from the IMF. So hitherto, the usual interest rate we pay has been at least lowered. It's now at 0.89%. So that is quite affordable compared to the previous year. So yes, should we be given a $2 billion, we are likely to pay $18.9 million interest on that. For how long? Well, after the discussions, after this week or basically next week, we'll get to know the duration that will be set for us to pay. And as to whether we're really going to get a $2 billion too, we'll get to know. Yeah.
Okay, but away from that, toll workers are in the news again. The toll workers petitioned Parliament over reinstatement salary arrears. Members of the Toll Workers Association of Ghana have petitioned Parliament after a protest to demand the reinstatement of the toll booths and the payment of their 6-month salary arrears from the government. The group said about 800 toll workers who were disengaged following a directive by the government to halt the collection of tolls on roads and bridges across the country had become impoverished. Madam Lydia Seyram Al-Hassan, the Deputy Majority Whip, together received the Speaker Alban Bagbin and the leadership of the House. Madam Al-Hassan commended the group for following due process by bringing their petition to Parliament to be addressed. She urged the association of sending the request to the Speaker, saying their concerns were genuine and that the House would do whatever it takes to ensure they were addressed. Quoting, "You are Ghanaians, your livelihood matters to us. So as Parliament and leaders of Parliament, whatever it takes, we would ensure that your issues are addressed for you to be happy." Mr. Edward Duncan, the Secretary of the Toll Workers Association of Ghana, who led a group to petition Parliament, stated that despite assurance by the government to pay their salary arrears, the toll workers were yet to receive their salaries since January this year. And about 2 weeks ago, we saw in the news that the government was actually also saying that they do not owe them anything.
They don't owe them, yes. Anyway, Ma Lydia, as she's affectionately called, the MP for Ayo West Wagon, she beat during the elections, last election. So she seems to be quite sympathetic.
Yeah, she's
so Abadai, they call it. So we're hoping that she'll be able to push the agenda for these two workers, and at least, as she said, she's going to talk to the Speaker of Parliament, and then we'll see what happens after that, because they really need the support, especially in this turbulent times. All right, so let's move away from the toll workers to somewhere in the western region. Remember the last rainfalls that came down affected a lot of places, including the western region, the central region, Greater Accra, and there was a part in the western region called Apremdo, and we are being told that it looks like something amazing is happening there. Well, I shouldn't use the word amazing, a possible amazing thing, sort of. So, substance believed to be crude oil discovered at Apremdo in the western region. And should it be that? Praise the Lord. Residents of Apremdo in the western region have discovered an unknown substance beneath the soil. The blackish sticky material is suspected to be crude oil. Following the finding on Sunday, the traditional ruler in the area, Nana Eja Kwamena the 11th, took up the matter. According to him, the community would investigate and ascertain what exactly the substance could be. Nana Eja Kwamena the 11th, in an interview with journalists, explained that since the community could not readily confirm the content of the substance, experts have been invited to investigate the material. This is a substance coming out from the ground found inside Apremdo. We are taking a sample to Tema Oil Refinery for laboratory test on Monday, and the chief and his elders are hoping the substance will turn out to be meaningful carbon resource, especially crude oil or minerals resources capable of assisting in transforming the area in terms of development. We are anxiously waiting to see the outcome of the test. We want to conduct with Tema Oil Refinery, he noted. I mean, there's been cases where oil-rich areas or communities or districts are crying foul that the developmental budgets which is supposed to be given to them are denied them all the time. And here is the case. They are hoping that if it's crude oil, it means that Apremdo area should see a facelift. Obviously. So I'm also believing that it looks like I saw some video, somebody picked it up and it looks so sticky and all, and it looks like, because the western region is known for oil. The Cape 3 Points areas and all those places are there.
So it makes the flood, brothers.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean that's flood.
Some good omen as a result of the bad omen that happened.
I wouldn't be surprised if they now tell us to be expectant and be happy that there is flood.
But that should also mean that should that place become a mining area, they have to relocate the entire community, because they can't be there while they mine the oil. It's not possible. That's another challenge. So they have to relocate the entire community to a different place to start mining. Should they discover that they have quantity of oil deposited in that area. Ghana is blessed though. Ghana is blessed because the last time I had a conversation with Kofi Koranten, the independent candidate, he's going to be here again today. he told us that the Western region alone, the resources we have there, is able to should be able to transform the entire nation. Just the Western region alone. Here we are, 65 years down the line. And but when I come here, and no idea. Who pray? Who arrest the city? Okay. Let's move on.
To another what I need first to roll out 12 new digital water schemes following the success of its innovative smart tech clean water pilot. Ghana Water Initiative (GWI) announced that it is developing 12 additional sites in collaboration with the Community Water and Sanitation Agency to give over 100,000 people across rural Ghana access to clean water by the end of 2023. The Ghana Water Initiative, a project by Save Water, a strategic business unit with grant funds, aims to reach 1 million people in underserved communities in 2026, providing drinking water that is both safe and easily accessible from a reliable source that is sustainable and efficiently run. In 2019, GWI installed 7 centrally located solar-powered digital AQ serve the first pilot community in Abomosu village, located in the Etiwa region of Ghana, in partnership with the Community Water and Sanitation Agency and the Etiwa West District Assembly. The innovative smart water ATMs by GrantFirst allow the user to manage their usage and access treated portable water using a prepaid card topped up via mobile money from a source that is reliable and accessible 24/7 all year round. So today, safe running water is available throughout the community, pumped from a 90-meter borehole, 1.5 km from the village to a water tank. Over 8,000 local residents now have reliable access to clean water for the first time, including 262 smart household water connections going directly into residents' homes.
Digitized water. Hey, Dr. Bobby, how you do? You digitize everything. Everton. I can't electricity about digitizing, then even the air we breathe, we digitize. Anyways, so they are doing well. So yesterday, I mentioned I had a meeting with Kojopo Gruba. And he mentioned that, with what we are trying to do, we're supposed to go to Ministry of Digitization. I was like,
Ministry of Digitization.
So you are confused. Do we have any like that? I was confused. I said, do we have it? So I asked him, do we have something like that? He said, this is the time that he was telling my other guy, colleague, please fire your peer. I'm please fire your peer. He said,
because you don't know we have.
Why, Mr. Minister? And I say, Ministry of Communication and Digitization. Apparently it's been put together, and here am I didn't even know. Yes, I was schooled yesterday. So Esloso is supervising that department. I know she's the Minister of Communication. I didn't know the digitization to it. So I was also shocked. So when I got to know, I said, yes, but of course
you are fired. Tell him you are not fired, you quit.
None of us on the table even knew that is
even your other colleague.
Sorry.
Even their colleague was
nobody knew that. What we decided was like, so it should have been added. So we already didn't know. But anyway, we were lectured yesterday.
So now it's Ministry of Communications
and Digitization. Yeah, so yes.
let me see something. Let me go.
Anyways, so over the weekend there was an award scheme that has to do with the state-owned enterprises that was supposed to help them maybe do better. After 65 years, it looks like all of them are failing, and they were tasked by the Dr. Baumia that they have to start issuing out their end of year reports. If they don't do it, the CEOs there will be sacked. So they decided to put out a list of all the SOEs and how they are ranked or how they are doing. So there's a ranking to that after the award. So you know that TDC won the ultimate award on that day, on Saturday. So the others that follow, we have the list to show you or to share with you. So at number 1 is TDC Development Company Limited. They are number 1, followed by Electricity Company of Ghana. They are number 2 now, and then Driver Vehicle and Licensing Authority (DVLA) follows suit at number 3. 4 is Gaming Commission of Ghana. Hey, betting for no. And then number 5 is Ghana Agricultural Company Limited. Number 6, Bui Power Authority. 7, National Theatre of Ghana. Really? Okay, Uncle Bo White has been doing a lot of plays, so they are getting some money. So maybe they are doing pretty well. Number 8, and transport. Number 9, occupying that position is Ghana Civil Aviation Authority. Hey. After spending 100,000 Ghana cedis to buy Christmas, Paul, I don't watch it. Good morning to you. I was watching him yesterday. He was saying that trying to defend the reason for going to IMF, and he was saying that the government has employed people. There was a freeze on employment prior to the new administration, and when they came, they were able to employ 750,000 people. 750,000 people, almost 1 million. I said, hey, since when the 700,000 equals 1 million? Or almost 1 million?
That's a rounding of numbers.
We have about 350. How do you round up to 750 to 1 million? Since when?
Said the tax force, the Operation Clean Your Frontage tax force deployed.
Yeah.
It was 898, and I said almost 900. You even said that.
Yeah, that can give 9 up to 1,000. I posted it. You get emotional hernia, so don't even pay attention to that. Okay, so let's move on from Ghana Civil Aviation, occupying number 9 position. Number 10 is the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA. Then Volta River Authority, occupying number 11. 12th position is Ghana Irrigation Development Authority. 13, Ghana Standards Authority, who have been given a mandate now to standardize everything that is happening in Ghana. So kudos to them, wish them all the best in their job and their mandate. 14 is the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, GNPC. And then 15 is Ghana Airports Company Limited. And then 16, we have Architectural and Engineering Services Limited. We have 17, Community Water and Sanitation Agency. 18, Ghana Post Company Limited. Good morning to you. It looks like you are doing pretty well. Yes, let me retreat. Number 20 is Water Lake Transport Limited. 21, Ghana National Gas Company Limited. 22, Ghana Water Company Limited. 23, Ghana Meteorological Agency. Hey.
But number 90, why did you skip Ghana GBC? Did you mention that?
GBC?
Yes.
Where is it?
Hey, number 19, sure? Ghana Broadcasting Corporation.
Where is that? Number what?
19.
19.
I don't know why you skipped
that. How come I missed that? It's the pulse of the nation. I see what's the sound of power. What's it? I have to check that. One. Hey, how can I miss you? Hey, my bad. Then number 23, okay, Ghana Material Service. Then 24, Ghana Maritime Authority. 25, Food and Drugs Authority. 26, Water Resources Commission. 27, Ghana Highway Authority. 28, Forestry Commission. Achimota. 29, Graphic Communications Group Limited. They are, I think, 70 years now. Yes. Good morning to the mobile over there. So I have two companies that are member mobile. So Ghana Post mobile by Soseko for and then Graphic Communications Atwafo, another mobile.
Okay, 30, we have Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. 31, National Vocational Training Institute. And then Ghana AIDS Commission for number 32. The National Food Buffer Stock Company Limited, 33. 34, we have State Housing Company Limited. 35 for Tema Oil Refinery. 36, Ghana Publishing Company Limited, and then Ghana Cocoa Board for 37. Ghana Supply Company Limited, 38. PSC Tema Shipyard for 39. Then 40, we have Data Protection Commission. 41, Metro Mass Transmit Limited. 42, Gihok Distilleries Company Limited. 43, Grains and Legumes Development Board. 44, Ghana News Agency, and then 45, Ghana Railway Company Limited. So
well, I'm surprised Ghana News Agency. Ghana Protection Commission, Data Protection Commission, has featured in the top 40, actually number 40. So just Commission 2020. The Act was even established in 2020. So it's something relatively new. So if they are occupying, we have hundreds of state enterprises, and if they are occupying 40 position, that means so far they're doing pretty well with what they are doing. So kudos to TDC being the number 1 over there, and kudos to Ghana Broadcasting Corporation number 19. Yeah. All right, so we're done with that. Let's move on and do probably the last story. Yes, let's harvest. Okay, I think we've done that already.
We've done that.
Yeah, so that will be the last thing for this morning. All right, so it's a. Do you have any? And all the stories we've done today on the front page and the portals, please do well to send us messages as you watch us on YouTube, Hstv Live, or on our WhatsApp platform, which is on your screen right now, the blue number on your screen right now, on your right hand side. Yes, you can see that. So kindly send us those messages or any other thing else that you want to share with us. Plus the conversation I'm going to have with Kofi Kurantin, in case you want to ask any questions. Please do also send those messages also on the WhatsApp line, and would readily ask him when he joins us later on the show. All right.
Okay, I just received a message from Auntie Vida. She actually called some time ago from MCR saying that she wants to give me a dress.
Oh, okay.
So I had to meet her about 3 weeks ago to take my measurements and all of that. She just sent me a message that my dress is ready. So good morning, Auntie Vida. We'll meet this weekend at our base. Okay.
Auntie Vida, maybe she be.
Me pachopa.
Me she be here.
Auntie Vida, me video.
Printex, mas me she be. Aye. Anyways, thanks, Auntie Vida, for supporting.
Thanks, Auntie Vida.
Let me share with you. All right. So that said, we're gonna go for a quick break. When we come back, the goddess of sports will be here to give you the rundown, the 411s, the lowdowns in the world of sports. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Name is Dr. Andrew Akutu. I'm the Managing Director of Hstv Funeral Homes. Hstv Funeral Homes was established to provide modern, state-of-the-art and comprehensive funeral services. If a family lost a loved one, everything became a do-it-yourself affair. But Hstv Funeral Homes was established so that everything that has to do with the funeral, from the time a person dies until they are buried, can all be done and made available in one place. And at all times, to emphasize the importance of treating the body of the deceased with the utmost respect and dignity. Hstv Funeral Homes provides any and all services that have to do with funerals. Hstv Funeral Homes will recover the body from wherever the death occurred, embalm the body using the most modern techniques. We will keep the body or store the body in our state-of-the-art refrigeration system for as long as the family desires. Nearer the time of the funeral, we will prepare and dress the body up for the funeral. We provide transportation, namely ambulances and hearses, to convey the body from one place to the other as the family may wish. We also provide on our premises the services of an interdenominational chapel where the services can be conducted. We also have the only modern crematory in Ghana at the moment, which services not only Ghana but also Côte d'Ivoire. We also have a cemetery, one of the only 2 privately managed cemeteries in Accra at the moment. All it takes, literally, is one telephone call and perhaps 2 visits to our premises for everything to do with the funeral to be arranged for. Several funeral plans on the market. Most of them are based on the premise that when the insured person passes away, the insurance company will pay an agreed sum of money to the bereaved family. Often enough, the sum paid to the family not be the basic needs the family requires. That is where the prudential comes into its own and is significantly different, because what the Prudential Dignity Plan ensures are the services that will be required, so that it does not matter whether 5 years or 10 years after the insurance was taken, those services will be provided regardless of the fact that the costs may have gone up. Once you are insured, your services, it doesn't matter how long before the death occurs.
Dignity Farewell Plan from Prudential Life Insurance, in partnership with Hstv Funeral Homes, is providing families with over a decade of experience and peace of mind. Goodbye to your loved ones. To find out more or to sign up to the Dignity Farewell Plan, contact us today.
The die is cast. The battle lines are drawn for Africa's most beautiful voice reality show.
30 super talented contestants,
14 grueling and exciting weeks. The affections and tensions.
who will be crowned the first most beautiful voice this year.
Who will walk home with 1-year recording deal and money in the bank.
Don't miss this exciting music reality show live on Hstv.
If you're wondering what will happen next, stay glued to Hstv for the unfolding details.
The show premieres on Hstv on the 16th of July 2022.
Africa's most beautiful voice reality show is brought to you by Hstv in partnership with Veru Productions. Africa's most beautiful voice reality show.
This is your time to shine.
Abusia bedawase se okasa mfonyine egusua eda Hstv ebia na wadamfo bi onua bi ananse busuani bi aboamane se na nsen enya de onya Hstv o ne kasa mfonyine eso obu onu mu a onya mfonyine eba nanso kasa bi a emma obu won so onu ane de na tekokra anyimu ayekusukusu bese oti nkai boy na ebo na mane emaye se we Hstv no atekwa ye bese se obesa scan u TV no foforo anaso obesa scan u decoder no foforo eni be mu akwanya ama wonsa saka Hstv bio de ndwumadi ahodo na wonso wanya akwanya atumi ahwebi enti bia na onua bi pese o sa scan TV no foforo a ye bese se obeya aso na wati kwan a obefa so obesa scan TV no anase decoder no efoforo ye di nkan so pese o scan TV no foforo a obefa remote na wa remote ne so wamia menu e remote ne so e di amaye atwode bebre e na be ba okasa mfonyi no eso hwehwe bia ya tworo se channels e maye ne mia okay e o remote no eso e di atwore foforo e be sa ba o kasa mfonyi no eso ahwehwe bia ya tworo se auto scan ne mia okay o remote ne so e maye we be scan ni stations ahodo e wo kasa mfonyi no so e di amount ejina u TV no so ebitimi di sima be aduonu enko aduasa eso stations ahodo e ba akasa mfonyi no eso bomodi a na hwe HSTV onsa bɛka yɛn na afo ahwe dwumadi ahodo a aka nyinaa ebia na wo de no enye TV na emom odi koda na apɛ sɛ osasa na fofo ntitiw ɛne omom use Go TV obabo modin afa remote no na wamia menu e remote no so e di ama me atwode bebre ɛbɛba wo kasa mfoni no anim advanced option nini a okay e remote no so e ma me e di atwode foforo ɛbɛba wo kasa mfoni no anim hwɛ bia ya atwɔ sɛ installation nini a okay e remote no so e ma me e di atwode foforo ɛbɛsan aba ahwehwɛ bia ya atwɔ sɛ auto scan nini a okay e remote no so e ma me we be ma won sa na se o mai mu odi na hwe HSTV nini a okay e wo so we be mu akonya asamu abeka HSTV abusha kese e ho ne dwumadi ye nyina bonu e bi an HSTV article amane won fasa akwan so na ne sabesan akan e de wase so age bre e wati yen ni wahwe yen so.
Good morning, it's time for Sports Minutes live on HSTV. My name is Precious Azuma. This is still a healthy morning, by the way. Zooming straight into the stories, Athletic Bilbao forward Inaki Williams has confirmed his intentions to play for the Black Stars of Ghana ahead of the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. Inaki was in Ghana at the start of June with his younger brother Nico for vacation and held talks with the Ghana Football Association on a possible nationality switch. So currently he is a Black Star player, as you are seeing on your screens, proudly wearing the Black Stars jersey.
De encontrarme con mis raíces, conmigo mismo y con todo lo que África y Ghana significan para mi familia y para mí. Quiero devolver una pequeña parte de lo que nos ha dado y lo que ha contribuido en mí como persona, como hijo, como hermano. Hoy comienza un gran reto. A partir de hoy defenderé la camiseta de Ghana, con mis valores por bandera, dejándome la piel cada minuto y dando siempre lo mejor de mí. Soy uno más de The Black Stars.
Very interesting. Now moving on to my next story, the Nkoko Sports Stadium construction project is estimated to cost about 27 million euro, said Mustafa Yusuf, talking about the sports minister. He said this in Parliament. He went on to say the project, which will be funded by the Middle Belt Development Authority, would be in the phases, with the first phase costing about 14 million Ghana cedis and the second phase costing about 13 million Ghana cedis, and that it would be completed within 2 years. The minister said this yesterday on the floor of Parliament. Now, moving on, some people who allegedly ripped apart some astroturf of Drobo Farman in the Bono region have been arrested. The alleged thieves were caught in their rooms where they had reportedly used a part of the turf as carpets. Journalist Sadiq Adams posted images of the damaged pitch, adding in a subsequent tweet that he had been informed by the Obahima of Farman that the culprits had been arrested after a search. He tweeted yesterday a search party was put together Malaysia, and they found parts of the artificial pitches in the rooms of the thieves used as decorations. Now let's do some European stories. And Paris Saint-Germain have confirmed the departure of head coach Mauricio Pochettino after 18 months in charge. The exit of former Tottenham boss Pochettino has been expected for almost a month now, but has only confirmed. Former Nice manager Christophe Galtier has been appointed to replace the Argentine on a 2-year deal. Pochettino leaves Paris Saint-Germain after guiding them to a record-equaling 10th French title, his first league success as a manager. Also, Alasia has been joined Manchester United. He has been confirmed as a player, and the deal is actually still. He moved from Feyenoord Rotterdam on a deal for 4 years until 2026 for €15 million plus €2 million in addition. The big agent Hassan Sintinkaya sealed and completed the negotiations. So currently here is a Manchester United player as I'm speaking right now, and the deal was sealed yesterday. Now let's do some boxing stories. Anna Marshall insists she will not be intimidated ahead of her showdown with American rival Clarissa Shields for the undisputed World Middleweight Championship live on Sky Sports. After 2 days of media event to promote women's boxing bill at the O2 that their fight headlines, Marshall has spent plenty of time in her opponent's company. The Britain maintains she has shrugged off the war of words. She stated, "It's comical, it's the same thing with her. It's nothing new. I thought she might have had better difference, but she never is just the same. She's quite predictable." Now wrapping up with some tennis stories, and British #1 Cameron Norrie has reached the semi-finals of Wimbledon for the first time after an epic 5-set victory over David Goffin. The 26-year-old prevailed 3-6, 7-5, 2-6, 6-3, 7-5 to set up a semi-final clash with defending champion Novak Djokovic, who rallied from 2 sets down to beat Jannik Sinner in 5 sets earlier yesterday. And I'll be all on Sports a Minute today, live on Hstv. My name once again is Precious Azuma. Stick and stay with us, because Healthy Morning still continues.
Dr. Andrew Akutu. I'm the Managing Director of Hstv Funeral Homes. Hstv Funeral Homes was established to provide modern, state-of-the-art and comprehensive funeral services. If a family lost a loved one, everything became a do-it-yourself affair. But Hstv Funeral Homes was established so that everything that has to do with the funeral, from the time a person dies until they are buried, can all be done and made available in one place. And at all times, emphasize the importance of treating the body of the deceased with the utmost respect and dignity. Hstv Funeral Homes provides any and all services that have to do with funerals. Hstv Funeral Homes will recover the body from wherever the death occurred using the we will store the body in our state-of-the-art refrigeration system for as long as the family desires. Funeral. We will prepare and dress the body up for the funeral. We provide transportation, namely ambulances and hearses, to convey the body from one place to the other as the family may wish. We also provide on our premises the services of an interdenominational chapel where the services can be conducted. We also have the only modern crematory which services not only Ghana but also Cote d'Ivoire. We also have a cemetery, one of the only two privately managed cemeteries. All it takes, literally, is one telephone call, 2 visits to our premises for everything to do with the funeral to be arranged for. There are several funeral plans on the market. Most of them are based on the premise that when the insured person passes away, the insurance company will pay an agreed sum of money to the bereaved family. Often enough, the sum paid to the family may not be sufficient to cover the basic needs the family requires. That is where the Prudential Dignity Plan comes into its own and is significantly different, because what the Prudential Dignity Plan ensures are the services that will be required, so that it does not matter whether 5 years or 10 years after the insurance was taken, those services will be provided regardless of the fact that the costs may have gone up. Once you are insured, your services are covered. It doesn't matter how long before the death occurs.
Dignity Farewell Plan from Prudential Life Insurance, in partnership with Hstv Funeral Homes, is providing families with over a decade of experience and peace of mind when it comes to saying goodbye to your loved ones. To find out more